Okay, so here we are on the song I'm going to do. As you can see, it looks fairly simple compared to what we did before. I made this one in about 20 minutes because it's just sometimes you have a really good idea and it just flows with it. So what I really wanted to talk about with this beat is this particular part, the main thing in the song, this little sound right here. So it's actually from Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's the sound one of the items makes. But I pitched it down and I changed it a little bit. The original sounds like this. Like that. And then what I did was I just pitched it up and changed it. And then did that a couple of different times to get this little melody going here. And then from there I added this. It's just a little white noise sweep down to start out the song. Threw a little of that in there. And then this is just a simple little drum loop that I just mixed together. So what I like doing with drum loops, this one actually isn't the right BPM for my beat. A lot of the times what I do with the drum loop is I'll just slow down one that's too fast or speed up one that's too slow. This one in particular is supposed to be at 128 BPM. This is how it's normally supposed to sound. It sounds kind of like, okay, whatever. So when I stretch it out here like this, it elongates all the notes and it pitches them down a little bit. What you can also do when you do this, is you can just reset the pitch. And then it'll sound like it sounded, but it'll just be like slower or faster. But that doesn't really fit for what. So I added that. After I added that, obviously you gotta have a little kick. So just a simple kick pattern here. I didn't want the kick to oversaturate the song too much. So it's just a really, really slow droning kick. So now we get to the really fun part. One of my favorite parts of the song is the bass. And the bass is actually very, very simple. It just matches the little things I have up here, and the bass patch is just a regular 808, you know, nothing too big about it. Oh, the bass. Don't make me debase you. Oh, that was bad. Oh, I'm sorry, that was really bad. I mixed this a little differently than I usually do. I put a limiter on this. The reason why I did this is to hide the kick under it, because the kick's pretty tough. So if you play this with a kick alongside of it, you can see that the bass line is ducking every time the kick hits. And that way I can make the bass really, really punchy without having the kick like override the song and blast out your speakers. So that's a really cool technique. I just used the threshold a little bit and then used the ratio and the threshold a little bit and did that. Very, very cool trick with your kicks to do. And then the last part of this beat that we have is the hi-hats. Hatting it. Patting the hattens. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry. I didn't need. Now the hi-hats are relatively simple except for one small detail. I turn the swing up, and that just makes the notes all sound a little bit pushed to the back, so it's slightly offbeat. It really helps. It's really noticeable in these little triplets I have here, and that way it gives it just a little bit of like bounce, a little bit of dynamics to it. Like it sounds like somebody's playing it instead of it just being played through a computer. So all together, it sounds a little bit like this.
guys, so that's the beat.